All right, hello, COE 2022. Everybody still left in the building should be tuning in to this next matchup. It is our third place match between Reedkatt and Catburger. If you haven't already gathered around stage, it's a good time to do so. As we get started, we'll get the players on to the stage and ready to go. Everybody who is in the crowd right now, please welcome our third and fourth place contestants, Reedkatt and Catburger. So Reedkatt, after a loss to Malteser in the semifinals, do you have any changes in mind or any plans going into this match against Catburger to try and win once again, get into the third stage?
I have no plan at all.
All right. There we go. Sit on down for a moment. Aside from any plans, are you feeling at least a little more confident than you were during the last match? I know you said at the start that your confidence was kind of low going into the last match, so I'm hoping it's a little bit higher now.
Not really. I just finished eating sushi, so I'm not really warmed up compared to last time.
But the sushi does at least give you some energy for this match, right? Late night match, you need some extra energy for it.
Sure. They forgot my chopsticks, though.
No chopstick sushi is preparing Reedkatt for this match. Thank you. Go ahead and stand up, and Miles and Catburger can get on with the ladybug.
All right, Catburger. Oh, sorry. As my fellow 4-digit tournament player, I'm sure it must feel great to be up here on this big stage, finally showing yourself to the world. How do you feel getting this far in the COE 1v1 tournament?
I'm very happy, honestly. I really did not expect to get this far. I don't even care what happens on this match. I'm just happy to be here, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. And so your strategy going into this part of the tournament has been gimmick and aim. Do you think you're going to try and do the same thing here against Reedkatt?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Good luck in your match, Catburger. Thanks for talking.
Short and concise answers from both of the players, and now I think we're ready to get into rolls. We'll go ahead and have both players come over to the middle, grab their dice, and get ready to go with the rolls for this third place decider match.
Catburger rolling white, Reedkatt rolling black. It looks like Catburger has rolled. Is that a 73?
That is 73 to 59. Catburger will win the roll for this match. Off to a solid start for himself, and off to the races for both of these players. They'll get into the lobby and start off their bans and protects against each other. There we go, finally getting the correct headset mic on now. But yeah, both of these players have played already 3 times during this tournament. Reedkatt only losing to Malteser so far. Catburger only losing in just the previous matchup and having a very good time of this tournament overall, losing to Okinamo in the previous matchup. But both of them having pretty clear-cut strategies. I think Reedkatt adapting more to his opponent depending on who wins and who picks what types of maps most of the time for him. And Catburger with a pretty clear-cut strategy throughout the entire tournament, just picking into his strengths over and over again. And I think that's going to kind of determine the flow of this match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm certain that it will also reflect in the protects and bans. Catburger, as previously mentioned, abusing mostly gimmick and aim against his opponents. I think the aim part might be a little bit harder against Reedkatt, but he's definitely going to use that gimmick very well and definitely protect probably those Nomad 6 and Hidden 2 maps. As for the ban, honestly, I think maybe like a Nomad 2, a Hard Rock. He performed well on both of them, but against Reedkatt, it might be a pretty hard choice.
Yeah, I definitely think that this match favors Reedkatt picking into speed a lot, picking into a lot of the more stamina-intensive maps in the pool. Things like the Nomad 2 are absolutely very good picks for him, and I think we could probably see a ban on that map or on something like the Nomad 5 Double Time 2 coming out of Catburger, depending on the protects from Reedkatt. I think Reedkatt picking into the speed and picking into some of the more raw tapping sorts of picks would definitely be a solid overall strategy for him in this match compared to Catburger, you know, picking the aim maps, picking the reading maps.
I absolutely agree with you. I feel like we could almost predict the picks from Cat Burger before the matches even started, as you could say. The Nomad 6, the Hidden 2, the Nomad 1, all maps that he has abused throughout the tournament, I believe.
Well, it depends a lot on the protects for both of these players as well. Cat Burger, I can only assume, wanting to protect stuff like the Nomad 6 and the Hidden 2 against somebody like Reedkatt, who is, of course, notoriously averse to those types of picks. Cat Burger, meanwhile, probably also wanting to pick into some of those aim maps, but maybe, especially when it gets down to the Hard Rock 1, those types of maps where he's kind of forced into more uncomfortable sorts of picks, I think that might determine the flow of this match later on. There's actually a lot more of the speed maps than there are for reading and aim that are available in this pool, so I think that Cat Burger, especially with that Nomad 1 ban now, right, likely going to be picking into the 2 low approach rate maps, and then after that, we're looking at a couple of toss-ups for him compared to Reedkatt.
Yeah, we saw Cat Burger put up a pretty good score on the DT1 in the last match against Okinamo. I think he might opt into picking that, but there's really no way to tell. So for the bans, looks like Reedkatt has banned Nomad 1 and Cat Burger banning Nomad 2. Both bans make sense. Both maps that the opponent has been exceedingly strong on.
Yeah, both of those bans pretty simple stuff for both of these players. Looking to a first pick for either of them. I think we'll probably end up seeing either one of these speed maps for Reedkatt or a reading map for Cat Burger. Looks like Cat Burger is first pick, and that is going to be Hidden 2 as the first pick here. Starstruck by, I actually can't read that artist name, but Starstruck, the LOVE difficulty, mapped by WOE for this pool. This one is the low approach rate reading map in Hidden. Has a lot of really awkward aim, a lot of wide angle jumps throughout the map, and also a lot of cut streams, a lot of changes in timing on some of the starts of the streams as well that can make it very, very difficult to be consistent on something like this, as well as some slider streams within the key eye times especially that make this very, very tricky.
Yeah, absolutely no surprises here for Cat Burger's first pick. The low AR Hidden is something that's his bread and butter, and Reedkatt not necessarily the best on AR Hidden, as you can see already, down at the 82% AC. Not very strong from him.
Pretty solid score lead right now for Cat Burger. Reedkatt finding a few misreads in this map. I believe starting a couple of these patterns way early. Those are the variable timing start places on a lot of the streams that I was talking about earlier. And those really can be really rough on any player who isn't prepared for them. You can see in the accuracy for both of these players exactly how well versed they are in those timing changes on the streams. Cat Burger looking very, very solid overall. 100,000 score lead already, not even halfway through.
Yeah, this pick already looking very good for Cat Burger. When you aren't as comfortable on a map, an 100K lead may seem insurmountable. But as we're saying now, Reedkatt has brought up some combo, not anymore. But reaching 120 combo, he brought the lead down to only about 40,000.
Once again, a little bit of a combo lead for Cat Burger during this part of the map. We'll see if any of these streams catch Reedkatt off as well. He does finally get the timing right on that one, so has figured out the patterning once again. But barely any combo for either player. That 100,000 score lead, though, has shrunk considerably down to about a 40,000 score lead for Cat Burger right now. Reedkatt in a far better position than he was a half a map ago.
Yeah, and at this juncture of the map, with both players resetting their combos often, the lead is staying consistently around 40K for Cat Burger. Into the last minute or so of the map, though. Not much time for Reedkatt to stage a comeback unless he can chain a large combo together. Which, to his credit, he is starting to do. His combo approaching 100, but not enough to really stage the comeback as he breaks it.
both players having a little bit of a rough time with the cut streams, but it's Catburger who's been in control all through the map, and it's Catburger who will ultimately find the win at the end of the first pick. A solid start for him.
Catburger securing that first pick on the A8 hidden is so very important. That is one of the picks that I think he needed to win in order to have a chance on this match.
Yeah, absolutely. That first pick is always pretty crucial in any tournament match. Losing your own first pick is just about the worst way you could start off a match. It's usually something that's very strong for yourself. You don't see a lot of players or teams picking into maps that they consider a toss-up rather than a relatively safe pick. And that's definitely what the Hidden 2 was for Catburger, is a relatively safe pick. It worked out well for him, worked out in his favor, and exactly as planned, starts out the match 1-0.
Now with the pick going back to Reedkatt, I think there's many different places that he can go. All 3 hard rocks open for him, 4 DTs as well, and a Nomad 5. All picks that I think could be favored towards him.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of maps left that Reedkatt could certainly go for. But you called it, the Nomad 5. One of those picks, 260 BPM streams and bursts. Very, very solid overall pick for him. 260 BPM burst and stream spam is absolutely something solid for him, especially against Catburger, who is generally not the best speed player, somebody who has struggled with speed throughout the tournament, who has had his fair share of double tapping moments in these maps. But of course on Score V1, sometimes it can make it close. We'll see if he's able to do that here against Reedkatt. Reedkatt not a speed main. It's not like he's going up against Malteser on this pick, right? He doesn't need to get 800k to win this map for Catburger's side. So a break point, is definitely possible, but still unlikely. Still definitely favoring Reedkatt on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would compare this more to Malteser picking Nomad 6 into Reedkatt last match. You don't necessarily need to be very good at a map in order to pick it. You just need to be better than your opponent. And I think that's the logic behind this pick for Reedkatt.
You're going to get a taste of exactly what this map has right out of the gate. Starts off strong with some very long streams right at the start of the map. Here we go.
Catburger double tap already coming in. And you know, it's going to be working as Reedkatt finds a plethora of early breaks. About a 20k early lead here for Catburger. Gonna see if he can keep up his combo and maybe try to keep it.
And this is what I was saying with Catburger, potentially being able to take this as a break point. Reedkatt, still a solid speed player. His accuracy going up right now, but still in the 80s. Still having a bit of a rough time with this map. The combo is what's giving him the score lead right now, but if he does break that combo, Catburger can potentially get some combo together with the double tapping method, get himself a break point, and be actually in a pretty good spot in this match. Unfortunately for him, this alt section, the aim section, is what catches him off, potentially preparing too much for the upcoming speed and not being prepared for that speed when it happens after the alt section as well. Reedkatt also going to find a break here, but the swaps between that high BPM aim and the bursts and streams in that map are what really make it hard to deal with.
Yeah, that 400 combo doing so much for Reedkatt. His lead has blossomed up to 120,000. Catburger's going to have to chain a very large combo together, equaling that in order to take the lead back.
Both players going to see their scores here at the break. They're going to see the 120,000 score lead for Reedkatt over Catburger, and Reedkatt should be pretty comfortable with how this map is going right now. Even combo for both of these players during the 1/3 section right now. And after this, we get into a section with quite a lot of consecutive bursts. Lots of triples and quints, one right after the other, which can be a pretty big stamina drain for a lot of players, but is also easy enough to mash through if you need to. Both players finding breaks during that section, but Catburger finding more of them, and Reedkatt able to hold on to his own combo into what is now that big consecutive triple spam section.
Yeah, and I think just getting to this section is going to favor Reedkatt. This part is very difficult to combo game. Except Catburger might be making me eat my words once again. Okay, never mind. But he needs a massive combo in order to bring this back, and I think at this juncture of the map, there's really not much of an opportunity for him to do so. And as we ride this, sorry.
Yeah, at this point, I think the gap has widened far enough that we're really not looking at any chance of a comeback for Catburger right now. Reedkatt with a smart pick to start out, going with the speed maps, what he knows Catburger is weak at and what he knows he can win on. Despite it maybe not being his best skill set, it's something that he knows he can abuse against this player, and it's something that he will be able to take point number 1 on, tie it up 1-1.
Early No-Mod 5 pick from Reedkatt, proving effective. Maybe not his main skill set, but preserving his main skill set for later in the match. And the pick goes back to Catburger.
I think it's a smart move from Reedkatt. I think his main skill set is far more contested than speed. So despite this, not potentially being his best skill set, he's still definitely better on it than Catburger is, has looked far more comfortable on it throughout the tournament, has looked far more comfortable on it throughout other tournaments as well. It's not like we only have this tournament to go off of. Catburger and Reedkatt, both prominent tournament players in their own right. Of course, Reedkatt, very well known in the rank restricted scene. Reedkatt, very well known in the open rank scene. Catburger, very well known in the rank restricted scene. And both of them with plenty of data to go off of. We know exactly what they should be picking and what they're going to be good at into each other. These reading maps, of course, for Catburger, something that he's been playing throughout the tournament and something that he is very good at in general. This one, AR6, Silver Temple, the No-Mod 6 pickup coming from Catburger. Looking very, very good for him after already getting the win on Hidden 2. I think more of a toss-up than something like this, where we have seen Reedkatt really have a lot of trouble throughout the tournament, and who can blame him? AR6, perfect overlap hell, describes this map to a T. There's a lot of really tough overlap stuff going on, especially when you get the triangle jump spam later on into the map.
Yeah, this map has shown to be difficult for even people who are good at the skill set. And you put Reedkatt, who isn't very good at the skill set, on it, he's not gonna have a very nice time on this. Neither is Catburger, to be honest, but a slightly better time. Same logic as that No-Mod 5 pick. One thing I'm very happy about is how many times we've seen this map. Such a nice map.
I think a lot of the players who end up picking it also really like it as well. But one thing Catburger probably won't like about this current state of the map is how close Reedkatt's score is to his own. Despite the troubles that Reedkatt had in the first quarter of the map, in the first half of the map, these scores are very, very close between the two players. Catburger's going to have to do a better job of comboing this jump spam section, because this is where the score lead really should be coming from right now. Reedkatt not that far behind, but despite being 13% accuracy down. As a reminder for those of you just tuning in or watching from home, we are running this tournament on the Laser client. Laser scoring is different from Score V2, and that is why these scores are so close despite the massive difference in accuracy. Usually with Score V2, you would see Catburger's score be miles ahead of Reedkatt's, but it's so close in comparison because combo is really the only thing that matters on laser scoring right now. It's much more akin to Score V1, and Reedkatt has done a very good job of trying to get as much combo as possible during this map, just getting a little bit of combo here at a time, and he knows he won't lose score by stopping playing and readjusting to the rest of the section. But still not enough. Catburger with the win by about 30,000, gonna bring himself up to 2-1.
Very effective pick from Catburger. Nothing Reedkatt really could have done. Still, after all this time, not able to play those jump sections, and Catburger just squeezing out a little bit further, getting a smaller lead, but enough to take the point.
Good enough to take the point is all you need. You don't need to FC, you don't need to get 700K, you just need to get the point, and that is exactly what Catburger is able to do there. Finds enough points of his own to get himself on the board once again, 2-1 now. making good use of his first 2 picks. Reedkatt, meanwhile, probably looking at another one of those speed maps. I would expect the double time 2 at this point. I think he's generally a little bit better on that double time 2 than he is on the double time 3. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the DT3 either. I think he's probably picking in the speed maps regardless. So either of those would not be a surprise. I could also see him picking into something like the Nomad 4. It's been a favorite of his throughout the tournament, and comfort does play a pretty key role in tournament matches. If you are nervous at all, picking into some of those comfort maps can be very powerful for you.
Oh, but it looks like he's gone for Hard Rock 3. That's coming a little bit out of left field here. This map is a very difficult slider map with a lot of difficult cursor control, but on his comfort mod of Hard Rock, but I do think it might be a little bit more of a toss-up pick compared to maybe a DT3, but it's going to be what we're playing.
We'll see how it ends up. I think this Hard Rock 3, maybe it's a pick that Reedkatt's been practicing, you know? One of those maps that he tries to throw out of left field later on into the tournament when your opponent's not expecting it.
Yeah, and we saw Reedkatt do that a little bit in his earlier match. Whoever he played in his quarterfinals round, he won the match without using any of his protected picks. I think it was blue. He protected 2 Hard Rock maps and then didn't pick any of them. Reedkatt liking to shake it up with his picks.
Both players doing a fine job of comboing through the first part of the map here. First quarter just about up. Gordon's Hard Rock 3, a really, really tricky slider aim map. You already saw some of the high velocity sliders in the first quarter of this map as well. But that is a lot of the gimmick in this one. You get some of these streams as well. Low BPM alt aim control streams later on into this map are going to fill the dead space in between the sliders. We do see a break from Reedkatt as well. Catburger looking very, very good right now, holding onto the score lead, holding onto a combo lead. And this slider section proving to be much more difficult than Reedkatt might have anticipated. Catburger starting to pull ahead in a major way here. 60,000 score up and climbing. If he can combo through the rest of the slider aim section right now. Okay, here comes the alt stream section right afterwards.
Oh, but Catburger breaks. Chaining up a 400 combo was great for him, though. His lead has blossomed up to nearly 100,000 points. And without a combo, Reedkatt can't really contest it yet as he continues to break. Accuracy doesn't matter in this. The 2% accuracy lead doesn't do a thing for him. But the combo is king, and Catburger is proving that. With about half of the map remaining, I think Catburger is going to be comfortable with this current state of affairs.
Both players are going to see exactly the score during that break as well. Catburger going to see that he's ahead, that he can hold on as long as he manages to get some combo together. Reedkatt going to see that he needs to come back. This part of the map basically free combo for a lot of players. Do they hit the slider jumps? Do they hit the ending of the stream? Both of them do manage to hit it. Back into another slider aim section now. We've got one more of these big slider aim sections. Reedkatt going to find the break, and Catburger holding on to the combo once again, managing to hit where that counts, keep the combo together. Does finally find a drop, but that is almost 100,000 score lead for Catburger right now. That is massive break point for him.
And at this point in the map, there's really not much that Reedkatt can do, and it looks like Catburger might be taking a very crucial break point at this juncture of the map, going up.
Yeah, not much that either of these players could do to change the outcome of the map at this point. We're going to get through the last aim control stream section here at the end. But this out of left field pick for Reedkatt not working out the way that he wanted to. Catburger with some extra experience on the map coming out on top and getting our first break point, 3-1.
Massive break point for Catburger, especially since I think his picks in this pool are starting to diminish. Already out of Hidden 2 and Nomad 6. I think the next place is going to be DT4.
And we kind of talked at the start about this match about how a lot of this would come down to the picks after those guaranteed maps, right? After the speed maps, after the reading maps are gone, where do these players go to and how do those maps shake out? Those are often the most important picks in a match between two players like this with very different skill sets. When those skill sets do overlap, making sure that you are able to win those picks is extremely important. And for Catburger, this means potentially match point after his next pick.
Yeah, and if my ears don't deceive me, I think we're listening to DT4 right now. Break Law, mapped by Melwoyn.
Don't actually think we've had a pick come through quite yet.
Okay, my ears do deceive me then.
Yeah, waiting on Catburger.
Oh, it's actually hidden 3. I like this pick. I really like this pick, actually.
Yeah, I think this is a very solid pick for Catburger. 160 BPM streams, quote unquote. Streams is a very loose term when talking about this map. There are patterns in this, stream patterns in this map that are more akin to 320 BPM jumps than they are to 160 BPM streams. And being able to correctly execute those with the hidden mod on is far more difficult than it seems at first glance. You've got a lot of wiggle streams, a lot of accelerating and decelerating streams, a lot of very high spacing streams like you see here, and then those jump stream patterns like these patterns in this map, which are incredibly hard to be consistent on, especially so if you're not a frequent hidden player like what the case is for Reedkatt, not having a good start to this map, whereas Catburger able to get some consistent combo together even when those 320 BPM jump patterns come through.
Yeah, these jumps actually more akin to what you might expect to see in a very late stage Nomad 4 alt pick. Jumps kind of reminding me of the map Autoscopy from the grand finals of last OWC. Some of those jump patterns during long alt sections are very brutal, and you kind of see something like that right here. And as of this point in the pick, Catburger looks to have taken about an 120,000 score lead. And that consolidated break point, if he can complete this pick, is going to be absolutely massive. Taking a 4-1 lead against Reedkatt would be huge for him, securing that tiebreaker early.
He does find a miss here in the last quarter, but I don't think it matters all too much. Both players finding misses all over the place. The map at this point abandons any other types of patterns besides these sorts of jumpy streams. The snap aim stream patterns in this map that are so difficult fill the entire ending here, and you just get a section of the map that is so hard to combo. It goes beyond the point of a comeback to the point where Catburger's earlier score lead is all that matters. The 100,000 score lead he's built up is all that matters, and that is 4-1 for Catburger.
Now at match point, Catburger, he has Reedkatt on the ropes, the #1 seed, now back against the wall, and it is his pick to respond.
Yeah, Catburger at this point proving without a doubt that he is one of the best 1v1 tournament players there is. This is a guy who has taken down multiple other high caliber tournament players in this tournament and who is now taking Reedkatt to match point as well, only falling to one of the top 2 players here in Maltese, or in Okinamo. And just having the run of a lifetime, honestly. A fantastic tournament for Catburger. And as of now, getting into Reedkatt's next pick. I believe this is the Nomad 4. This is the comfort map that I was talking about earlier. Very similar sort of pick to the Hidden 3, but with it being Nomad instead of Hidden, I think this is a far more comfortable map for Reedkatt and something that he has a very good shot of putting up a really solid score on once again. He has had multiple runs on this map where he goes through the entire first half with a full combo intact, 99.5% accuracy. He's extremely good at this form of tech map.
Yeah, but I'm still wondering why he hasn't gone into another speedy map, because as we saw with that Nomad 5, Catburger isn't necessarily very strong on speed. And that speed abuse is very strong. It's a way to kind of ensure your pick, like, yes, this person is not very good at this map. And he was able to bring Malteser on the ropes on that DT2 in the last match, so he's certainly strong on that. I just think that this type of pick might be a little bit more contested, as we're seeing right now. Score lead only at about 35,000 points in favor of Reedkatt, but there is still a ton of map remaining, so we're only going to have to see. this space triples section. Neither player being tripped up yet. But there goes Reedkatt. Ooh, that is huge. The combo now from Catburger is going to take the lead back over in his favor.
Combo for Catburger is doing a lot of work right now. Reedkatt not having the same kind of run as he did against Malteser earlier in the evening, but still putting up a pretty solid score. Catburger, however, up about 30,000, 40,000 score over Reedkatt at the moment, looking very, very good for himself. This halfway point gonna favor Reedkatt a little bit. A little free combo for Reedkatt during this part of the map before we get into some of the more difficult sections again after these jumps go through.
Yeah, Reedkatt making the most out of this slower section, bringing his combo up above 300. That's going to be huge in him taking the lead back, as he has already amassed about a 50,000 point lead, and it's only growing quicker with another break from Catburger. And into the final PI, it looks like there isn't much that Catburger can do other than pray for a break from Reedkatt and hold for all he can. But Reedkatt just looking too strong on the ending of this map.
Yeah, first half be damned. That combo during the middle of the map was fantastic for Reedkatt. 150,000 score lead or so for him built up right now, and I don't think that's going anywhere during the last quarter of the map right now. No combo to speak of for Catburger, and despite Reedkatt finding more misses here in the very last quarter of the map, it's not going to matter at all. That huge combo that he had during the middle does all the work that he needs on this map to keep his tournament life alive and to keep him in the conversation for third place. Put a second point on the board, 2-4 for Reedkatt.
And into the ending of this map, nothing really changes. Another point for Reedkatt. Now with the pick going back to Catburger, I think I'm fully expecting a DT4 here. It is the next most gimmicky map in the pool. Another alt map with a lot of cut streams. I would actually call it the most similar map to this one in the pool, but I don't know what else Catburger can really pick.
I believe Hidden One is still up,
Right
but
about that.
Reedkatt did get 550K on that earlier in the weekend. It's not necessarily a safe pick, but it is a pick that should be in the back of Catburger's mind. That Hard Rock 1 and Double Time 1 are probably also in the back of his mind right now as well. He may be hesitating on those a little bit due to the fact that Reedkatt, very good Hard Rock aim player, very good DT aim player as well, but they are still picks that Catburger definitely has in his back pocket. He has the opportunity right here to close this match out cleanly 5-2, guarantee himself a spot in the prize pool. Third place and higher get prize money from this tournament. So this decides who gets a part of that prize pool and who doesn't in this matchup. Currently Reedkatt on the back foot for it. Catburger trying to close it out, trying to avoid that tiebreaker, avoid Galaxy collapse against Reedkatt.
Yeah, and I think at this stage in the map pool, if I'm Catburger right now, I really want to close this out. Looking at the rest of the pool, there are still 2 Hard Rocks remaining and 4 DTs remaining, all that Reedkatt can pull into, but it looks like Catburger is going to go into the Hidden One, a map that he was extremely strong on earlier, but as we saw in one of Reedkatt's former matches, he did get a very strong score as well. So we're going to have to see what this toss-up pick brings us.
At this point in the map pool, nothing is safe. All of these maps are going to be a toss-up in one form or another. We've seen both of these players perform very well on basically every map left up in the pool. No matter what either of these players pick, it's going to come down to just who is playing better in the moment, who gets the better run right now. But they both have the potential to win all of these picks that are left up in whichever maps get played. Early break for Reedkatt, and this intro is pretty important. A lot of combo can be gained or lost during this intro section of the map, and the rest of this first part doesn't really get any easier or harder as well. Another break comes through for Catburger, but Reedkatt matches right afterwards, so this is going to favor Catburger a little bit of a score lead. Not too much map, by the way, in this pick. This is only about 2 minutes long, so every and any break counts in this map, as all the combo you can get is so much more important with how short the map is.
And we saw in the last performance of this from Reedkatt, he got a lot of his combo from the beginning, so I think this should fare pretty well for Catburger if he is going to come out of the beginning with an advantage, and it looks like at this rate it's going to happen into these Pentagon streams and the Rubik's Cube stream, he hits it! Katberger now with an absolutely mammoth combo lead. It looks like he's going to look to run away with the match here into this last Ki. There's not much Reedkatt can do but pray for a break, especially with this free combo. Katberger's going to be able to really run away with this lead and start to bolster it.
Katberger heavily rewarded for hitting the hardest combo in the first half of that map, finishing it out with that combo intact with some free combo here before we get back into the harder sections. And a 150,000 score lead accrued for him is going to demand that Reedkatt pops off in the second half of this map. He's going to need to hold on to the combo where it matters here if he wants to keep his chance at a third place alive. But with both players finding these combo resets one after the other, I don't think it's going to matter. Katberger closing in on 600K and closing in on that 5-2 scoreline for a third place finish.
Yeah, the dark horse of the tournament, a 4-digit tournament player, looks like he is about to beat the #1 seed and secure the third place into COE 2022 1v1 tournament. It is Katberger.
What can you say besides what a tournament for Katberger? This guy has been the underdog in every single matchup, in every single map that he has played, and he has come out in third place with a spot in that prize pool guaranteed for himself. Congratulations to Katberger. Fantastic tournament and fantastic match played for him. One more round of applause for our third place finisher.
Reedkatt finishing in 4th place. A very impressive standing from him, getting to 4th place in this tournament on a LAN setting. It's obviously very difficult as you see these players on this stage on an unfamiliar setup, on an unfamiliar stage. It is very difficult to get your good performances on it. So thank you for playing, Reedkatt. You played very well.
All right. I believe that is all we have for the moment. We are going to send it off here. That is the end of our third place matchup. We're going to do some setup for the finals. We have one more match in this tournament. It is between Malteser and Okinamo. There's the bracket for you all. One more matchup to decide first versus second. Thank you all for watching from home and from the venue. We'll see you back here in 20 minutes or so for our final matchup of the tournament.
Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned.